So hello everyone and welcome back again. Thank you for watching. I appreciate this might not be the only video that's been uploaded today. As you might have seen from one of the previous ones, I am currently doing the coronavirus isolation at the moment. So I've had a rotten cough for the last day or two, and given the line of work that I am in, it's really not sensible for me to be going to work because I do come into contact with a lot of vulnerable people. So I thought it's St. Patrick's Day. What better to do than to have a look at my potatoes? So St. Patrick's Day is the traditional day that you're supposed to start sowing your first earlies. So let's have a look at what I've got and let's see if we can spot the first mistake that I made. So can you tell what mistake I've made? So I ordered these a little while ago and they've been sat in my living room while I waited to do something with them. I didn't want to put them out in the shed because I know we have had a mouse out here that is rather partial to the potatoes. I then forgot about them, and this is what happens. So whilst a bit of chitting is good, having an entire potato plant grown in a box is not ideal. So I'll be taking those off and getting rid of most of those, down to just small chits if there are some on there. So let's get them out and see what ones we've got. So there we go. It looks even worse now that I've taken them outside of the box, but I think you can actually make out which ones are the first earlies just by how much has grown out of them. So this is from Sutton's. This is their premium seed potato pack. It cost I think £15. It's the same one I had last year, and even though they were neglected last year because of my injury and me not being there, they actually came out okay. They didn't get any water really or anything like that other than what fell from the sky. So I was impressed last year and got them again. So with this you get kilo bags of 5 different potatoes. So we've got Maris Piper, which is a first early, and you also get Red Duke of York, which is also a first early. So these are the ones that I'm going to look at planting today, but what I'll probably do is plant some of them now, some of them later. We've also got Charlotte, which is a salad type potato. We've got Maris Pear, so not to be mistaken for the Maris Piper. This is a second early. And you then also get the King Edward, good old favourite, main crop. All of these have chitted, so I'm going to be looking through and seeing what chits to take off. I've also bought a couple of other favourites from Dobbies. So we've got the pink fir apple. It was my first time growing these last year. Again, they were kind of neglected, and I think it was a cheap end of season pack that I got, and I grew loads of them. The one I didn't actually get to eat that many of them, but they were very nice. And I did send a couple of these over to Terry King, so I'll be interested to see how he does growing them and whether he enjoys them. And then the other one that I've got, which is a really popular with Allotment, it's the Sarpo Mira. So this is supposed to be blight resistant variety. And if you've seen Muddy Boots, some of the size of the ones that he gets are just out of this world. And they overwinter quite well by the sounds of things. So it'll be interesting to get a decent crop of those this year. So there we go. That is my, what have we got? 8 kilos of seed potatoes to be planted. Now I'm probably not going to plant all of these. Some of them I will pass on to family members. So I know my mum took a few last year and got a lot out of them than I did. So we'll be passing a few more of those on again. So we're now back in the greenhouse and I'm going to get these potatoes planted. So this year I'm planting them in pots. I found last year digging them up was an absolute nightmare, and you always miss one, and then the next year you end up with potatoes amongst your sweet corn or something else. So these are 40 centimetre round planters. These are the ones I'm going to use for my first earlies. I am going to order some more for the rest of the potatoes, but these are the ones that I'm going to get planted today. So I'm just going to fill these up with a bit of compost and then we'll get planting. So there we go, we've got some compost in a pot now. What I'm going to do with these is I think I'm going to put 3 in each pot, just because they are fairly large pots. There we go, so we've got them nicely spaced apart. Oh. There we go, stop and roll. 3 nicely spaced apart. The slight chits on them, I did remove some of the ridiculous chits that were on there, and then I'm just going to put a bit more compost on top of that as well. So I've got 2 pots with the Maris Piper. There we go. I'm just going to get those covered up with the compost as well now. As you can see, I've not filled the pot right up to the top. There's a couple of reasons for that. I want to leave a bit of space so that I can earth them up a little bit. I know it's probably not strictly necessary when they're in a pot, but it just gives me that option. And the other reason is, you may have seen from my previous video that I am in self-isolation at the moment because of the coronavirus, and I've got a rotten cough at the moment. So I'm quite limited on what compost I've got. So I have what's left of this bag that I'm using today, and then 3 more bags to see me through the week. And my plan is to try and get some more stuff planted this week. And I've got some planters that go outside the front of the house that I need to renew for this year as well. And I want to get these bulb packs planted that I've got. So I've got to be quite careful about the amount of compost that I'm using. So I'm going to do the other 2 pots that I've got for the other potatoes, and then we'll leave all the potato planting at that for now. Right, there we go. So that's the next 2 done. So we've got 2 pots of Maris Piper and 2 pots of the Red Duke of York, and they're both first earlies. All I've got to do now is, just so they don't get mixed up, pop some labels on. I've dated these as well so that I can see that these are the first lot that I planted on St Patrick's Day, and then what I will be able to do is, when I plant some more later on, know which ones were the earliest ones to pick. Right, let's get those labels in. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there we go, that is St Patrick's Day's potatoes done. Thank you for watching, take care, happy allotmenting.